StreamYard. Ah, all right. So let's just, I guess, give it a couple minutes. It
Okay. We are started. It has begun.
has begun.
It has
Mortal Kombat.
begun. Mortal gets. Oh shit! She knows the reference. Look at that.
That
Oh,
was like one of my all-time favorite movies.
she
Like,
knows the reference. Awesome. It has begun. Uh,
do,
uh,
do,
uh,
do,
uh,
do, do,
uh,
do, do.
uh. Kano, Liu
You
Kang,
king.
Raiden, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub Zero,
Zero.
Sonya,
Oh yeah. Everyone's
Mortal
like, "Are we talking about
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat?" All right. So I took
Oh,
notes.
cool. I got my bootleg notes too.
Yeah. I I
What a
wasn't able
watch.
to read. Huh?
What a watch.
Yeah, it was a fuck show.
It was a oh my god. I
And I
wanted to smack everyone. I really did. I was like, dude, come on, guys.
and I
Come
don't
on.
mean that like it was just fucking going around. I mean, no, like it was literal
there there
everything.
was that too. There
There
was
was
that
that
too.
too,
Yeah.
but I mean, when I'm talking
Anybody
about,
anybody here yet? Because I can't
there's like
see.
one person.
Okay,
Um,
hi. What's up, one person?
I've got to create the banner anyways.
All right. Yeah. But we'll get into it whenever you're ready. But thanks for having me
Yeah,
on Saucy Jack's channel. I
you,
appreciate
who else?
it.
Who else would I have on here?
It's always fun talking music related movies. That kind of gives me a break to watch a different genre that I usually don't normally do.
Well,
So this is kind
I
of
like
fun.
doing,
This is fun.
I like doing these because makes me more educated on, since it's not just like metal music I like,
Yeah.
but the
Yeah.
fact that, I come from the classic rock. Not, I don't come from that era, but I come from that music first
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
what led me into metal.
Nice. Love it.
So that's why I think it's really important to talk a lot. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because a lot of the channels that I follow, it's not that they don't like this stuff. It's just the fact I feel, and I understand there's a lot of new music out there. It's just the fact everyone's really concentrating on the new stuff and a lot of like what's the goriest sound and it's fine. I don't have anything against it. I do like some of
Yeah.
that stuff, but it's just like
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people are like forgetting this and I
Right.
understand they've done their time. They did a great job and everything. It's just there's a lot of underrated bands out there, but
Right.
it's great to revisit this because there's something about this type of style of music and everything that just gave you that feel good moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
and this movie's definitely a straight up time capsule of the time, like of the era.
it,
Like it's
it,
like you want to go back in 1969 to 1970.
you're going to get it.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
actual people, not actors, actual people. You
Mm-hmm.
got the Hells Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Sonny, I forgot his last name, but I know obviously who he is because oh shit. Hi.
Tyler, what's going on? We're starting the ruckus tonight. That's right.
um
Gimme Shelter, starring Vanessa Hudgens. That's what, that's what we're here to talk about.
yeah. Oh, I know which one you're talking about because there is a movie with her. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get started. So um
Yeah.
everybody, welcome. So if you haven't seen today, we're going to be talking about Gimme Shelter, the Rolling Stones documentary on, let's see, what was the place called? I'm looking, Altima Speedway in San Francisco. So
Yeah.
this was a free concert. Did they ever say for what charity?
I think they just wanted. Well, that's the thing is that I was trying to catch up a little bit on the Wikipedia page because that's one of my nitpicks of this documentary is that there's some like they could have elaborated a little bit more on a certain things, especially the finale part, which we'll get
Mhm.
to. I kind of felt left wanting, but it's a good. That's felt left wanting is a good thing. That means we were invested at some point, but they kind of mentioned a little bit on the wiki page that apparently the Rolling Stones concert tickets were known to be insanely ridiculously high.
For
So
its time, probably
yeah, so
too.
they kind of just to kind of like and then people were they were having issues playing places because it was too expensive and they were having issues finding gigs, so they were like, "You know what? Let's just kind of let's let we want to good graces in the public eye here. right? And we want other people to kind of trust us,
So were the people the
fuck
charity
it.
cases then? Like the people that the fans?
Yeah, it was a free concert. They all showed up. Anybody
So
could show up,
that's what they meant by charity. Like, okay, we're donating our time to you.
pretty much. Pretty
Okay.
much. That's what I kind of got out of it.
I mean, take it as you will, I guess. I think
That's
everybody.
fine. That's fine. However,
The
oh,
fuckery that came with it.
Jesus
The
Christ.
problem with free concerts,
Yeah.
you're going to have a lack of resources
Yep.
from everything. From the drinking is bring your own beer, people. So bring your own
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
They're going to
Nobody.
have lack of security.
Yeah. Nobody getting checked at the front first before they
I
come
don't even know how
in.
they were able to get like little hospital, little camps there.
I know because we constantly heard throughout this documentary, we need a doctor. We need a doctor over here by the stage, or we need a doctor over here in the back. It's like it's throughout the whole concert. They always called for a doctor because people were getting fucked up. This was a disaster. This is a fascinating watch, though. I'm glad you picked this.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating watch, but it came out in 1970. I believe the actual concert
It
was
filmed it in
69.
1969, but it
Right.
came out in 1970. So if you guys don't know about this story, okay, we already know about Woodstock. We already know the craziness that went on there. Well, this was Woodstock, but I want to say it was more fucked. It was more fucked. I think it
Well,
just on the
yeah.
West Coast. You know what I mean? It was just
Right.
on the West Coast. But it wasn't a whole festival. It was just a concert. So it was just a
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, basically what it's about is just the fact that I mean, obviously there's more that we're going to talk about, but Rolling Stones were giving a charity to these people because their prices were ridiculously overpriced. So they're like, okay, free concert, and they were touring America at that time. So they're like,
Right.
okay, let's. The first place, yeah, they didn't want them. The Golden State Park, they didn't want them. The destination they picked out was just creepy. I would never go there. The park. Can you imagine? Okay, we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead. I
Yeah. Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but let's
Right.
start from the. I always like to start with how do we find out? Okay, obviously this is more about a band. Unlike last time we were talking about Spinal Tap. So this is
Right.
more about the band. What can
Right.
you give me any insight about Rolling Stones? Like what have you know? When did you start listening? Did you ever
But,
listen to
but
them? Or
believe it or not, I'm not that in the know. Even though I'm an old man, I'm not that in the know of the Rolling Stones. Because remember the kind of household I grew up in. I didn't grow
yeah,
up in the Saucy Jack's household, where unfortunately I grew up in a different household. So I discovered a lot of the, I mean, I know, right? Because fuck metal or gangster rap. Fuck that. It's like even classic rock's like, don't listen to that in the house, right? So I actually discovered the Rolling Stones later in life. I didn't grow up with them, but I remember kind of being, when I was young. I remember hearing songs here and there, and I remember just kind of being off and on with them. It's weird. It's very strange because a lot of bands when I was young, classic bands, a lot of bands when I was young, I was like okay with, take it or leave it with, and the Stones was one of them until I got older, and now I really dig their music. A lot of the songs in this documentary, I don't remember a song I didn't like. Like
yeah,
almost every song in this documentary, I was like, dude. Like there was even when they were just kind of hanging out and chilling, and they had like a blues song, like it was like a kickback blues type
yeah.
of song. Dude, I was like this. Like I'm watching the TV, I'm taking my bootleg notes, and I was just like chilling, like like this, man. I was like, what the fuck song is that? So I have a lot more appreciation for them now. It's very strange. There's a lot of bands like that. Like, even Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden, when I was young, I didn't really like them that much, and I got older, and now I like them now. It's
Yeah.
very strange. But in terms of the history and backstory, I'm not the guy. Mick Jagger's the singer. We got Charlie Watts on the drums. We got Taylor as the other guitarist, and of course, everybody knows Keith Richard as the legendary guitarist, and you have Bill Wyman as on bass. That's who was in the band at the time when this documentary came out. But Gimme Shelter was directed by Albert Mays and David Mays, and there's one more credit. But I'm looking at the plot synopsis here. I remember over 150,000 being mentioned. But
I
according to
kept
this,
hearing, yeah, the numbers kept changing because then
but
they
accord,
were saying it's going to be 300,000.
yeah, I'm looking at the plot synopsis right now. Holy fuck! This was a terrible idea, and
It was not
again,
planned out well whatsoever.
no, no. I was getting mad because I used to do security, so I was getting
Yeah.
like, dude, what are you doing? Like this is just terrible. But we'll let's build up to the actual shit show
Okay.
that was
Well,
at
first of
Altamont
all,
Free
let's go.
Speedway.
First of all, I didn't give my part, but no, I grew up with the Rolling Stones because of my parents. So yes, don't get me wrong, they weren't exactly the biggest fan of like heavy metal music. Like
Yeah,
they didn't like Ozzy and they didn't like
right.
Kiss. So, and I was listening. Those are always like the first beginner bands, obviously,
Yeah,
but they came from that era. Even my dad, even though he was raised in Mexico, he still knew who they
yeah.
were. So I am very well familiar with a lot of classic rock
Nice.
bands or even the popish rock and all that. So the Beach Boys grew up in the next town next to me. So they went to
Okay.
our rival high school. So
Yeah, yeah,
supposedly
yeah.
Marilyn Monroe's from there too. So I think that's why I love classic rock a lot, especially because a lot of it had to be near me, especially some of the Manson family. I was like, that's another story for another time. But um but anyways, no, so right away, so that's just, straight to the point. And I always
Yeah,
loved the Rolling Stones, and I wish I still had that shirt from when I was in high school, but I don't have it anymore, or else I would have worn it today. But straight to the point, how this documentary starts off, it starts off as a shit show right away. I mean, eventually it'll build up, like, but you're gonna
yeah,
get a concert. You're gonna see a lot of them playing live. They're gonna be
yeah.
playing live
All
and
good stuff.
all good
Uh,
stuff.
until the shit show.
This from the very beginning after the song that they're
Yeah,
done playing is just a bunch of entitled rock stars that you could tell just don't know what's going on, don't really fucking care, and they're kind of forced to care
yeah.
because they held this and they know that people are throwing the blame on them.
Right,
That's just the
right.
way how I felt when I was like kind of reading their body language. I was like, do you guys even care? You guys look like you're still stoned or hungover.
They probably were, but it also could be that they're just embarrassed and ashamed. They don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like that.
Because right away in the intro, you guys, it shows the fuckery that was going on. The radio station literally says 4 births happen at this show. 4 women giving birth, 4 deaths, and a lot of what was the word? Hold on. Let me look at my notes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. At first, because I was expecting death, because I always heard
scruffle. A
what?
lot of scruffle. That's what they kept using the word. They're like, they said right here, like 3,000 people, 4 births,
Yeah,
4 deaths, and an awful lot of scruffle.
a scruffle. Yeah,
Scruffle. From
I was.
now on.
You're gonna use that now. I was expecting deaths, but when he said 4 births, I was like, what? I was like, what? 4 births? And then by the time we get to the concert, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. But yeah, they're all hanging out, and they're watching. They're kind of watching the documentary as it's being made. They're watching the footage. At least
Mhm.
Mick is. Uh, what you call the drummer Charlie Watts looked like he was in Space Jam. Like his face, the whole documentary, he was just like,
He was just like, he had this creepy, narrow face. I was like, I will not trust you with my life. No, sir. I
but
would
yeah,
not even want to be next to him, to tell you the truth. I wonder if he's still alive.
and you know what? You know what's funny? I'm so used to seeing them old that when
Me
I
too.
watched this, it was so funny seeing how young everybody looked. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what did you call Mick?
Mick Jagger is cute ugly. You know when something's ugly, but it's really cute? He's cute. I was like, oh, he's cute ugly. But to tell you the truth, those are the kind of guys I go for. I like that cute ugly.
Cute ugly. That's hilarious. Yeah, the radio. They're sitting down also listening to the radio show, talking about what happened, and you have this first guy that came on the radio. He was like, "No, the Hell's Angels were there to do their job, and this is why we
Sam
contacted
Cutler,
them."
yeah,
And
the owner of the
yeah,
property of the whole,
right.
yeah.
He is all there to do their job, and they had to do their job, and they had to take care of business. And then the next guy,
Was
the next,
Sunny.
yeah, the next guy, he Was that the guy? Was that the same guy? The next guy was a guy, a Hell's Angels member, but was that the same guy that challenged the Jefferson Airplane guy? Because he had the same voice.
I
It
think
sounded
so.
like the
Sunny.
same
Yeah, it was
guy.
Sunny. Yeah. So I
Okay.
forgot his last name. But in case nobody knows information about the Hells Angels, one of the main founders was a guy named Sunny. So he was even on Sons of Anarchy. I think he was like on season 2. Like
Yeah.
he was like in prison with Cutler or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot the name of the creator,
Yeah. No
but
problem.
yeah, he's definitely done some biker cameos. He's very well known for starting this gang, and if you guys don't know anything about it, specifically the bikers, they're very passionate on what they do, and it's all about brotherhood and no snitching. They don't
Right.
throw each other under the bus like other gangbangers do. It's all about like, bros before hoes kind of
Right.
bullshit. So
But it was funny because he's like, fucking Mick Jagger's up there telling us what to do, and he's all like, he said that, we're not fucking cops, man.
yeah,
Okay, we're not fucking cops. We're not there to, uphold the law, man. I was told to stand by the stage and make sure no one else jumps up there, man. And that was it. And while we're drinking beer,
yeah.
okay. But if they go around
As soon
there
as
and
you
they're,
touch my bike, which is my
yeah,
life,
he said,
yeah,
you kicked our bikes and shit, which is our lives. We're gonna. I like how he says. He goes, they kicked our bikes and they got.
yeah.
They
No,
got
but I
got.
agree with what he said though. Like
Yeah.
somebody fucking fucks up with my car or anything, dude. Like, no, you're gonna get your ass beat. Like, I don't care. And it's true. They're not cops. They're not
Right.
trained to be security. They're not trained to know
However,
what to do.
however, they shouldn't be attacking the band members that are on stage either.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why are you attacking Jefferson Airplane?
Yeah. So it's like it's not everyone's squeaky clean here. Let's be
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah, very much.
But yeah, let's go ahead and take it from there. So yeah, they're listening to the
All
radio
right, so
show.
that was just the intro
Right.
with those phone calls and them listening to them. And then like it was just kind of like, of course they're gonna deny they never met Sonny. I was like, Sonny drove you guys to the stage. The Hells
Yeah.
Angels had to guide you to go to your trailers. That was not protected at all.
What was it? Watts? No, I'm sorry, not Watts. I'm sorry. Was it? Yeah, Charlie Watts. Was he the one that said, "That guy sounds familiar on the radio. We know him, don't we?"
Yeah, I think
And then
so.
and then all the others were like, I don't know.
Yeah. So then from there, that's just the preview of what's going to happen in the movie,
Yeah.
right? So that's the intro. So then they start off basically with the whole what's it? They start off the planning, I guess. Should we call it like the I
Yeah,
guess you want to call it the planners, the
planners,
concert
yeah.
planner people,
The idiots, yeah,
the
we'll call them
idiots.
the idiots.
From I'm not kidding you guys. When you watch this documentary, the fuckery is from like at 5 minutes it starts and it doesn't stop. And then all this
Oh my
shit coming
god.
out of their mouth is like, and it's funny because we just watched Spinal Tap, and the thing is, the difference there is really no difference almost. It's the fact that Spinal Tap had celebrities that, like, trained celebrities to act these
Yeah.
roles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gimme Shelter was the actual shit show just without the
Yeah.
drummer dying.
Right. Right. Tell me when every time Mick Jagger did an interview, tell me you weren't thinking of Spinal Tap.
Oh, I kept thinking of Spinal Tap. Oh my goodness. But it was just really annoying. Like, I don't know, dude. Like,
Just the way he
when
was
I
talking. Like the way he was
yeah,
talking, I was like, I can't
very
stop thinking of him.
entitled. Like, no, I'm not satisfied with the money I'm making. Like,
Oh my god.
you guys aren't exactly underground either.
That's
but
true. That's true.
but yeah, so it was a lot of the plotting and everything. It was just so bad. And this lawyer, what was hold on, let me pull out my notes. The lawyer that was there,
Yeah.
who was the one planning everything. Oh my god, where's the lawyer's name? Sam Cutler was the organizer. Okay, and the property owner. Okay. Oh my god, I cannot find. Oh, Mike Bella, that was his name. So he's the lawyer, and making the phone calls. Listen, if you guys watch this movie, listen to everything he says, because he's like, well, what are we going to use for restrooms? What are we going to use for securities? Where are they going to park? How many cars can you park? We need permits. This let us go. Now we got to go over here.
Yep.
Why is it free? Well, then I'll take the money then. Like whatever money they had to pay for, where like I don't know, it was like loose water money that went
Yeah.
somewhere. He's like, well, I'll take it then. He did a shit job of planning. He would ask why, but he wouldn't put the people in charge of it. Isn't that what a lawyer do? Like try to find, to make it happen?
And what was the point of like bringing in the chief of police to kind of bring? Is like there was no cops there.
There was no cops.
It was like
Only
what was
when
the
they
point
got
of
called at
we
the
got
end.
we got the chief of police here. We're gonna put him on the phone. He's gonna let you know everything's okay and this is approved and we can do this. And I'm just kind of like, would have been nice if they were there just in case things got out of hand. But whatever. But yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah.
Cutting
So
back and forth to actual real concert footage of their Stones, and every song the Stones played was great.
yeah, and then I think it was unnecessary to put Tina. Was that who it was? Tina Turner.
They showed her like she opened up for them, I guess, and they
I
showed
think
her.
it was unnecessary to see that. I really didn't want to hear her music. I'm just. She has some good songs, but that song was just terrible, and I was like, I did not need to see that. And then again, like
You didn't want to see her turn the microphone on, like turn it on. That microphone came on stage after that performance.
but it's just the fact throughout this whole documentary, you need to see like how the fact that how important it is to have security at a show.
Dude,
Because not
it's
enough that when
common
they were showing,
sense.
well, it's not enough at their own concerts, like indoor
Right,
concerts. There
right.
was girls and people trying to get off stage, and security, they know what to do. They know how to toss them back out and everything.
Yeah.
Hell's Angels punch. Hell's Angels stab. Hell's Angels
Yeah.
shoot.
This was terrible.
They
This was
don't
terrible.
know how to when they tell them. Here's the thing. This was like, not only did I feel was there like a whole miscommunication here,
Yeah.
but obviously they don't understand the lingo of Hell's Angels and then the lingo of a security.
Right.
They just, it's like the same thing like the issue I had with like San Bernardino. I don't know if you've been like to Mayhem Festival
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that. You know how they have like 29 Palms is over there, so how they have the Marines just right there, these little kid Marines, like 19-year-olds holding the little things and telling us what to do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody wanted to listen to the Marines.
No.
I think I threw something at one of them or something like that, because he was telling me to pipe the fuck down and I threw something. I was like,
Yeah.
no. Security,
Yeah.
on the other hand, knows how to deal with the
Yeah.
situation.
That's their job. That's what they do.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what is up with the security? And then like the reason why I wasn't listening to the Marines, because they're over there flirting with girls. So I was like, no, the guy doesn't know how to do his job. So like the security who knows how to like I must have, yeah, that was the one I threw a water bottle at. Like that was the one I threw a water bottle at, but it ended up hitting the girl instead. I was like, oh, sorry, girl. I didn't mean you. I mean him. I was like, I'm not a good thrower. I really am not. But yeah, so it's like I don't care if it's the military or whatever. Hire actual security.
I was waiting though, unless I missed it. Maybe you've seen it in the documentary, but I was waiting for them to explain, like, "Hey, we need security. Hey, Hell's Angels will be there. Let's ask them."
They never did.
I was waiting for that.
Nobody did.
Justification why they needed them to do that. That's what I was waiting for, but we didn't see that.
I just know in the beginning, Sam Cutler was the one who organized the whole thing. Okay. The property or owner manager.
So apparently, which they didn't really show in detail in the documentary, I found this out later. Apparently, one of the what's the word I'm looking for? Well, apparently there was another big band around that era that was all for this, and they were championing this free concert, and they got the fuck out of there once it started. And did you notice? Did you notice? Grateful Dead, you saw them in one shot, and they was like, "This is fucked up," and they disappeared. Yeah. You never saw them again. So apparently, the Grateful Dead. Were they
always telling the people to get off the?
It could maybe. I don't know who was on the mic. It was hard to see who was giving orders.
Yeah, no. What was the thing called? Those. The people that were climbing on the
The scaffolding. The
the
scaffolding.
scaffolding. Is that what it's called? Scaffolding?
The scaffolding.
Scaffolding. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
Oh my
wasn't sure
god.
who was telling them that, but yeah, there was people. This is how unorganized it was. People were climbing all over shit. Don't get me wrong. Expect naked people. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, it was not a sight to see. Let's just say that it
Oh
wasn't.
my
Yeah,
god.
it was average people. Let's just say that.
So
So
yeah,
expect
but
the nudity.
yeah.
Hmm?
No, I was just gonna say
Okay.
they left before the Stones left. The Grateful Dead were out before even things got
Yeah.
even worse. They left, and I was just kind of like, oh wait, is that the Grateful Dead? And then when I noticed they were like, hey, this is fucked up, man. And then I was never saw them again. That's why they left.
Well, they were smart.
They got the fuck out of there.
They were very smart.
But yeah, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, okay. But the scaffoldings, yeah, they were climbing on that. But no, from what I remember, like Sam was the one who was like organizing the whole thing. He talked to the Hell's Angels, supposedly he said. He was the one on the phone call, and but no, nothing was given in detail what they were talking about. Like it's just for whatever Sonny said. Like, yeah, I ain't no goddamn cop. Like they were fucking with my bike, and you got got or whatever. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it
so
got
I don't
got.
know what was. And then over there, Mick Jagger's over there saying like, okay, I don't know who the Sonny guy is. I was like, I don't know who Sonny drove, but Sonny drove one of the Rolling Stones, like because they were talking about it even there. They're like, "Oh, wasn't Sonny or the Hell's Angels? Didn't they like drive us? Like they made sure they cut away, the fans cut away from us, and they did like a nice
Yeah,
road for us to go." I'm like, "Oh, didn't you just say you don't remember who Sonny was?"
I was confused with that. I thought they made show footage of that, but they
Yeah.
didn't. They didn't show any footage of that. But yeah, that's a good point to bring up. Speaking of the scaffolding, I thought it was fucking hilarious when one guy made it to the top, and he's at the very top. He actually made it to the top, and he's all like, he's all like "Oh my god!" I was
I was
laughing.
hyperventilating. I'm afraid of heights, just to let you guys know. Well, okay, I'm not afraid. Okay, I could deal with an airplane.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am,
yeah, yeah,
I'm okay with stairs, but when it comes to like an escalator, if it's too high
yeah.
and narrow, I can't do it. I have to
But
look for an elevator or the stairs is like, or else
yeah,
I'm not going because I never used to be like that. I don't know why now it's like that for me. Like I have
yeah,
no idea why.
yeah. Well, I'm not that great with heights either. But yeah, the guy at the top of the scaffolding, I was laughing my ass off because first they're all like, "That is not going to hold your weight. We need everybody to come on down, man. All right, you guys going to come down? We want to peace,
How do
love."
you get down from that?
And then later, and then you see some people kind of come down. And then later in the concert, there's one guy. He actually made it. He said, "Fuck it, I'm going all the way to the top of this." He's just like,
There is a shitload
"Oh
of.
my
You got to
god!"
remember, this was the
Oh,
flower power generation,
oh
so
my
they
god!
were all on psychedelics.
I was having so much fun laughing at everything. Um, I think the sign of you know what, maybe we shouldn't do this, is when as soon as the Rolling Stones arrive, Mick Mick Jagger. Sorry, I caught myself. Mick Jagger. God damn it! I caught myself though. Haha. Mick Jagger gets punched in the face. He gets attacked
Yes, when they're arriving, I
as
thought
soon as
that's
as
my
soon as they
hand.
got there.
And the guy was like, "I hate him." Like, why are you?
Yeah, as soon as they arrive, as soon as they get off the helicopter or whatever, you get already attacked. That's a
But I'm so
sign.
happy though that happened. I was like, I'm sorry, but you need to bring that ego down. So I was kind of glad that happened.
You just don't understand the
He wasn't
psychological.
attacked. It was a message from his angels to get out of there. No. It was a message from the
Financially we're
universe.
okay. Financially we're okay, but psychologically we're still trying. But we're. What are you talking about, Mick? Mick, what are you talking about? Just sing, man.
He's such
Just
an
sing.
idiot.
It's just sing. But yeah, like right when they arrive, I had to rewind it because I was like, "What the hell just happened?" And you hear people go,
Me
"He
too.
hit Mick. He hit me." I was like, "What?" And then just people are just already acting nuts. So they take Mick to his trailer, and you hear the girl outside. Is Mick
Yeah,
coming back out?
yeah,
What did he say? He goes, "Oh, Mickey, Mickey, Mickey."
yeah. It was so cringy. I could never get that way over a celebrity. It's like, I mean, it's
Oh,
not enough it's cringy the fact I have a photo of Brad Pitt next to my fucking bed. That's the
well,
farthest I'll go.
there's a reason why you have it there, and that's fine. Chat, thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget to like the video. We really appreciate you hanging out, talking movies, music oriented films. All right, here we go. I got some bootleg
I
notes
will
here.
want to say this about this movie too. Okay.
Hmm.
Like I said, there's a lot of fuckery going on here, and I don't mean just fucking. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah,
fuckery.
four
You really
births.
need to rewind a couple of times because there's always
Yeah,
something stupid happening. Like there's
yeah.
just something entertaining to look at. It's a lot. It happens more, I think, right when it
Oh,
gets like 45 or 50 minutes.
yeah.
That's when it starts happening more.
Oh,
But it's just
it's
like you're literally
hilarious.
I don't even think you need a drink to enjoy this film. Like you're just stuck
No.
looking.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. My notes here. Wee drugs. That's what I wrote down. That's what I know. So
Whee!
okay, having babies. You get the girl running around coming up to the documentary crew. Remember, she's like, "Oh, they might want to take your cameras over there. She's having a baby."
What did
Right?
you?
Right? We have that going on, and then the guy who was completely gone. The guy who was
Oh,
he
the one that
was
was laughing a lot, the blonde
he was
guy.
so gone, and he's like, he grabbed the dude's glasses. He was from the film crew, and the film guy's just like, "It's all right, man. I know you're fucked up." He's like, "It's cool," and he's just like looking at him like, "I love you,
Didn't they
man."
give
It
him a
was so,
hug?
yeah. Oh, but I think my favorite. Oh yeah, like you said earlier, naked people just walking around, fucking topless and naked. I think one of my favorites is the lady with the. She was scamming everybody. The lady with the Black Panther Defense Fund.
Yeah,
Yeah. So she had a bucket and she's going around saying, "This is not right. I need you to, give me money to help to
Black
help the
Panthers.
Black Panther Defense Fund." And she had
Yeah,
she was scamming everyone. She had like a
yeah,
bucket with this really horrible she was not professional. She was just there to get people's money. But she's like,
yeah,
they're just arresting all the Black Panthers and they're just throwing them in jail for no reason. And then
yeah.
she goes, so give me money for this Black Panther Defense Fund. And then she's all like, after all, they're just Negroes.
I know. I couldn't believe like she was just
I was like, that lady is there to get
that lady
paid.
is
She's
a
just there to
Karen.
get this. Yeah, she's just there to fill up my
No, I
bootleg
don't think that's
bucket
a
with
Karen.
money.
I think that's more like a Susan or
Oh my
yeah,
god,
or Janet. I think it's a
I
Janet.
was I was laughing my ass off. I was like, Jesus Christ, she's scamming everybody out of their money. But yeah, there is so much. Yeah, just my next right after all this craziness. Already, Hell's Angels are fucking up somebody. Need a doctor. That's my first
I
note.
know. That's the thing.
Before yeah,
The
before even
Stones weren't
Jefferson
even on.
Airplane got on stage, somebody was already fucked up.
Yeah. What's up?
Dog Soldier, it's cracking. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like before the Stones even got on, there was fights breaking. And the thing is, like,
Yeah,
what were the fights about?
yeah,
Nobody even knew. But
no.
then again, what do you expect when people are just fucking high and stoned and drunk? You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
besides the fact, like there had to have been more besides the fact that they were hanging on their bikes. There
Oh,
had
I'm
been more.
sure. Like I said, not everyone's innocent here. Not
Hmm.
everybody's innocent, And the Hell's Angels they're probably just like the crowd. They're probably drunk too,
Yeah.
and it's so easy to get into a drunken fight. If
They
you're
were
drunk, I'm
drunk because look
drunk.
at Sunny drinking that big old bottle of whatever it looked like the bottle that they sell at CVS that's like that sangria bottle. The
Yeah,
big old sangria that looked like he was drinking a big old bottle of
yeah,
sangria.
yeah.
Fancy
So
bitch.
we have one band, right? We had one band that came up there. Their music sucked.
Yeah, it was really
I
bad.
was screaming for Rolling Stones to play their music because I was enjoying their music throughout this whole movie. Then Jefferson Airplane came on there. They're okay. And then all of a sudden, again, just chaos. And at first, it looked like people got on stage or there was a fight that led over to the side at first.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it. Jesus Christ. Don't you guys know what you're doing? And then there was this carnage. And and Jefferson Airplane lead singer, and she's all trying to, hey, let's relax, guys.
Well, you can tell she was on one too. That's basically how she kind of ruined her career because Jefferson Airplane, I think they only had one album because they only had those two songs that were very well known. But she
Okay.
basically ruined her career by going on this live show it aired and everything. I don't know what kind of sitcom or it was, but she ruined her career because like she not only was she drunk and like on drugs,
Oh
but then
shit.
she started groping people in the front. So she basically ruined her career with that.
Wow. You don't usually hear that. It's usually the other way around. She was groping people. Wow,
Yeah,
that's different. That's different. But
but she was also
yeah,
saying some weird shit. I forgot what else she said, but she said some insulting stuff.
really.
So
Oh, well, good job. So at first I thought they were just people jumping on stage and Hell's Angels are just fucking them up. And then all of a sudden, one of the band members grabs the mic and he's like, "Look," he's like calling the Angels out. He's like, "Look, I just want to let everybody know right now. I don't know what the fuck the Hell's Angels are doing, but they fucking just hit one of our singers. They just
mhm.
hit one of our singers. Like, what the fuck is happening right now?" And then that same voice we heard on the radio, that guy came up out of nowhere and confronted him. And it was not gonna go well. I forgot what happened. Somebody broke it up, or they left. But
Mhm.
yeah, it probably would have went really bad for the Jefferson Airplane guy. But yeah, you don't do that on the mic. You don't do that. That's not. Look, it's just shit. Who is in charge? Who is in charge? The person that's in charge should go up there. Jefferson Airplane, do this. Hell's Angels, do this. But no,
Yeah.
it just seemed like it was just a free for all.
Yeah.
Like Jefferson band members shouldn't be calling out what the Hell's Angels are doing. Like they should be like, "Yo, who's in charge of this? Yo, they're hitting our band members. What the fuck?" You don't get on mic to the crowd and call it out because then
Yeah.
they're gonna retaliate, which is almost
I
which
mean, a
what
couple
happened.
of times I have seen, because I know when I was at Mayhem Festival, it was a job for a cowboy that was playing. I
Yeah,
remember the lead singer called out because like it did get a little rough in the mosh pit. Like I don't mean it was just regular mosh pit. I mean people were like bleeding and stuff,
yeah,
and he
right.
was like he basically called it out to like knock it the fuck out before he'll start playing again. So
Yeah, but that's
sometimes
different.
things do get out of control.
Yeah, that's different though. Like
And
that's
that's
you're
what
trying the
happens when you have
safety of the.
Marines there. That's what happens when you have Marines there. There wasn't security. There was Marines from
Right, right,
29
right.
Palms. So is that what it's called? 29 Palms?
Hashtag cancel 29 palms.
Is it
What?
29 Palms or 99 Palms? You're closer to that area.
Ugh, I barely go out there. I don't remember. It's
Okay,
fine.
I forgot
It's
what it's
fine.
called, but
They know what we're talking about.
I know,
Uh,
especially if you're a California resident, you know what we're talking about. But
but yeah, calling for order in the crowd is different than going after the gang members that are dangerous. Is what I'm saying. But
yeah.
let's see. So yeah, it just
Well,
gets worse.
let's talk about that road. Let's talk about the
Yeah,
parking.
yeah.
How horrible that shit was.
What was I mishearing stuff? But one of the people that were in charge, he was just like, "Fuck it, we ran out of room. Let's just go with it."
No, I
I
heard
was
that.
like, "Wait, what?" I could have sworn like earlier before the carnage. He's like, "Yeah,
And that was during the
just have him
lawyer.
park."
That was when
Yeah,
the lawyer was talking, right? They didn't have enough room. Because here's the thing, you guys, that they were having problems with parking because this was a free concert and this was like
right.
the most powerful rock bands of their time. Well, still are, but at their
Yeah,
time. And what does that mean when it's a free concert? People from all over the country and sometimes the world are going to come because it's a free concert. It goes in the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
And yeah, and
yeah,
you can imagine parking. And the thing is, the parking, it wasn't like obviously it wasn't organized parking. There was no
yeah.
parking lots or garages. This was out in, what would you say Altitude is? Is it like the desert or almost desert?
Kind of seems like it. Yeah,
It's
Alta. That's what
desert.
it
Yeah,
felt like.
it's
Yeah,
near the San Francisco area. It's just really abandoned property, and the road is a one-way road,
yeah,
basically. That's where they
yeah,
parked. That one-way road goes miles and miles. Can you imagine trying to
yeah,
find your car?
yeah. If it's still
It's
there
not
when the
enough
concert's over.
at Ozfest and Mayhem Festival, which is in San
Yeah,
Bernardino. It's
yeah,
not enough. That shit's a bitch. And that's a
yeah.
little bit more better organized because they actually have people telling you where to go.
Right.
But
even
getting,
though
I mean, you and I both know getting out of that
you,
parking lot is not
yeah, it's
easy.
like 2 hours.
You literally
two
have to
hours
leave.
just to get out.
You have to leave before the main band goes on in order to get the fuck out.
If you love the main band and you're there to see them, then you're fucked. Just start a
Yeah,
barbecue. We go back to your car, start a barbecue, or just
start
hang
a
out or something
barbecue.
because it's like yeah, you're gonna be there for a while. But
But
yeah,
that it gave me such like hyperventilate. Like I was just hyperventilating looking at that. I was like, that's the parking. That
yeah,
on that one way road. That's the parking. How is this
yeah,
legal?
yeah, yeah.
How is that fucking legal?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
you. And if you're just an ordinary person driving, I don't think you want to drive with all those fucking like drug addicts right there. It's like
No,
for miles
no,
and miles away.
no. And then the Stones are going on there, and every time they play, it gets worse. And then they, between songs, mix like, hey, we're all here to party and love, and what are we fighting for, and all that. And then he keeps trying to calm people down. And then all of a sudden, I noticed one of the angels went up to his ear and whispered
That's
something.
something.
And
Yeah.
you see Mick's face is kind of like, I don't know what to do with that. and then
I
that guy,
think
and
that's
then
when the
that guy.
person got stabbed.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I was confused with that because he walks this way, and then Mick walks this way, and you could see he's looking at something because they're not playing, and there are two people that are down in front of him. They're looking up like they're looking up at Mick like this. They're in the front. They're right in front of him, and they're looking up at him going. that was their
Yeah.
faces. There was another girl to the side. She was like in tears, and
Yeah, I
then
know
and
what
then
you're talking about. Yeah.
and then all Mick could do was just start dancing like a chicken. Fuck it, I'm gonna start chicken dancing right now
He's a horrible dancer.
to distract everyone from the
But good for him
carnage
for
that's
trying.
going on. Oh, you don't dance like Mick Jagger. You don't have the moves like Jagger. That
I don't know
wonderful.
why Kesha made such a fucking song of his moves like that. No,
I remember when that song came out. It's a horrible song, by the way.
it's
But
a horrible song.
I remember when that song came out. I was like, Jagger? Anyone else?
Like, why would I
Anyway,
not have moves like him? No.
it's like,
Maybe she saw this movie. Maybe she saw it.
anyway, so he's trying to do his thing to get everybody back into it. He's trying to
Well, what
distract
he does, okay, I'm sorry, we got to talk about the dancing. But I don't know if you've seen, but like,
the stomp spasm.
stomp. Yeah, he does that stupid stomp. Like he looks like a horse, basically, like galloping. That's what he fucking looks like. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. No, nobody wants to think like that.
Like it's like Mick, just sing, Mick. Stop dancing.
Like if you want to
But
wiggle
yeah,
it a
that's
little
his
bit,
thing.
that's fine. Wiggle it, but
Yeah, yeah. The horse stomping, we can cut back on the horse stomp. Do your other thing though. Then you notice that yes, fuck it. Not only is it bad, you got people looking at Mick like shaking their heads like woe is me. You got women crying. You got something going on in the darkness, right? And then fuck it. We got a dog on stage.
the
Dog just
dog came
walks
out of
by.
nowhere.
I'm like, what is happening?
What
What
was
is
that
happening?
all about? Hi, Evan.
What's
The
up,
fucking
Evan?
dog came out of nowhere.
I was sitting over here watching this, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What is happening?
Well, the
A
ones that
dog.
got me, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this before the Stones came on. Oh shit, RVD, dude. Oh, there we go. You're back. You're back. What got me was the Bubble Girl. Did you not see how they were blowing bubbles? I'm gonna do that next time I go to a metal concert. I'm just gonna blow bubbles in there. Everyone's gonna look like, what the fuck is wrong?
There was
I don't know
tons of
why I was
crazy people.
dying so badly when I saw Bubble Girl just fucking going like that.
Because it was chaos. There was one girl with the
I
boobies
think by
out.
that time, I was, like I said, from the first 5 minutes, expect fuckery to start. It doesn't stop after that. I think I just didn't. It's not that I didn't care, but I just
Yeah.
I wasn't in shock anymore, and I just found everything hilarious, and I just.
Yeah, it was so insane and crazy and wild. You were desensitized to what you were looking at by the end of the concert.
I think it was one of those, like, I don't know why this is funny, but I'm just laughing. Like, have you had those moments? Like, you just don't know why you're laughing.
Yeah, well,
But it's just so funny.
People are fucking nuts. That's why. But yeah, you got what's up, Omegon? What's cracking? We got chicks running around with the bloops out. We got bubble girls throwing bubbles all over the place. We got people crying. We got people having kids. People fucking. People climbing scaffolds. I mean,
Dogs
just
walking
boom,
on
boom.
the stage, apparently.
Dog on the stage.
Whose
Just
dog
a
was that?
large ass dog just came on stage while the Stones were playing. Like, what the fuck is happening? What is happening? Right?
Oh god.
And let's see.
Was around okay, when the dog came on, was that around the time that they found the guy who got stabbed? Because the way I heard about this story was, I don't know,
Okay.
you have to remember this, especially when there was the VH1 days, the 100 most shocking moments in rock
Yeah,
music,
yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
updated one they did in 2010, I think. They
Okay.
did an updated one. This was like in 2000, like literally 2000, I remember.
Right.
So that's how I found out about Altima, was through that. They had stabbed, because it was known for they stabbed a couple people, especially one main one that they really made a
Yeah.
big deal out of. But they never
Yeah.
talked about the births. So that's what I was surprised. But they did concentrate a lot
Yeah.
on the Hells Angels. And it's funny, when I was watching that as a kid, that's when my mom confessed that she dated a Hells Angel
Oh wow.
at 16.
Wow.
And she didn't know
Wow.
how bad they were. And she kicked them in the nuts and she ran because the guy was trying to get frisky with her.
Wow. We have a whole other new story now.
I just thought I'll share that.
We're just gonna talk about that for the rest of the stream. No, I was kidding.
Well, that's all I know.
Wow.
My mom is one of those people, you mentioned the Hells Angels, she gets chills.
Yeah.
Like she just, I don't think she knew what she got into. Like she just heard about them and that's it. And then like, she went over there into the bar because, this was like Texas 1950s. So
Yeah.
anybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
1960s, I mean, anybody could just go in.
Right. Right.
So she heard like, she just heard others. She didn't know what they were capable of. And then she heard the
Right.
stories of what they do. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you got lucky. Like you got
Yeah.
very lucky.
Let's hire them for security.
Oh yeah.
Good
They're
job.
just okay.
Jax is no angel.
Oh no. Somebody on here always calls me the metal angel. I'm like, I mean, what? I mean, I'm not gonna say
Well,
it's like an insult. I mean, I've
at
been
least the,
called.
at least the metal in front of it. That's fine. It's all
Yeah, I
right.
mean, at least that. But I'm like,
Yeah, that's
dude,
fine.
how do I? No, I do not look angelic. No, I don't.
I didn't mean that.
Oh,
I didn't mean that as an insult.
no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying.
no. Laugh. It's okay.
uh, so the shit got even more real when Keith Richards popped off. He stopped playing, and
Yeah,
Keith
because I believe,
Richards
if I remember
got
correctly, I
angry.
think it was after 4 songs they stopped playing, right?
Yeah, because they kept saying, "Look, we're gonna leave." They kept saying it over and over. We're going to leave. The show is going to be over. Do you guys want the show to be over? Well, if you guys keep doing this, we're going to go. They kept saying that. And then Richards went nuts. He like got on the mic and called out somebody in the crowd. He's like, "That's the guy right there who keeps doing shit. If that
Yeah.
guy doesn't stop fucking around." So it was a shit show. It was terrible. But apparently, the like I said, very not familiar. I like them now. I have appreciation for their musical talents now. I like Rolling Stones now. I will listen to some Stones, but I've always at least heard, even though I didn't follow them, I heard about the stabbing incident. But
Yeah.
I didn't, with the documentary, the whole lead up to that, I did not. This is the first time experiencing all this,
Yeah. I didn't even
which
know
is
they had a
nuts.
documentary till you mentioned it.
Yeah. So apparently, the famous shot that you see with the guy getting stabbed, the guy who was looking like a pimp hanging out there.
Mhm. Yeah, he just looked like a.
We got bubble women with bubbles. We got people on jumping off scaffoldings. We got pimps.
We
We
got
got
people
everything
giving
going.
birth.
Yeah.
4 births. Can you imagine being born at that at that?
Oh God.
Like, hey, where are you born at? Altadena? Like, oh, really? Like, there's a hospital nearby there. Like, well, my mom was at a Rolling Stone concert and she was like high as fuck. Yeah. And then there was people taking their little 2-year-old kids there.
Of course. Come on.
I'm like, no,
Am I back?
I would never. Yeah, you're back. I didn't even think there was
Okay.
anything wrong, but okay.
Okay.
You're back. You're fine.
So apparently that guy, the famous shot that where the guy that gets stabbed, apparently the pimp had a gun.
Yes.
And at first I was like, did he? Did he really have a gun? But apparently, yeah, they did. That was my only. He
Well, they
did.
slowed down the footage and everything. I'm surprised he even caught that. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, yeah. For a second, though, I was kind of like, should they be showing this in the documentary? They must have got permission from the police and shit. Otherwise, they
Yeah.
can't show actual murder in the documentary unless they get permission. So they must have got
Well,
permission.
I mean, you saw the action, but you didn't really like, I don't know, it wasn't like gore. You didn't see like blood splatter, you know what I mean?
Right. Still, but there was really no. I guess they probably got away with showing it also because there wasn't a case. That was my only little nitpick of as soon as the documentary ends, I kind of wanted at least in text font, let us know what happened after that. Like nobody got arrested. The guy
Yeah.
did have a gun, but it just went to credits, which was kind of a. I
Well,
was
I think with this kind of situation, the fact that so much things were happening is like, who do you arrest? Do you arrest the Hells Angels or do you arrest the one who organized this whole
right.
situation? Like, who is responsible? There was
Well,
a lawyer present throughout this whole
right.
thing,
Well,
and he did a
apparently,
shitty job.
like I said, I kind of glanced wiki. Apparently, they did look into it, and they were like, no, they were in their rights. The guy had a gun, and they
Yeah, I
just
mean,
kind of
yeah, it's true. He
nobody
had
got
one.
arrested, nobody got put on trial. They just dropped it. So I would have been nice to see that in the documentary. That's all I'm saying. Like like the
And then
text
again, they never
photos or
mentioned like
whatever.
the other three murders either.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of wanted a little more, but I mean, we're just being nitpicky now. But
Yeah.
we're left wanting a little.
But
But
then again, it's
it's a
like how
good.
much
It's
will
a
they allow? How much information were they allowed to put in?
Right, right. Because those cases may still be being investigated. You don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably couldn't do it. But I mean, left wanting is a good thing sometimes because that means what you were watching was good and you were invested. So, and this was a very, very entertaining watch. But yeah, just I wanted to slap a lot of people watching this because I'm just kind of like, dude,
And that was just in the beginning.
it's but yeah, you're right about the Stones looking stoned and just not wanting to be there, especially during every single lawyer scene when he's doing his dealings. They're just sitting in the room like, do we have to be here? Like,
Yeah.
whatever decisions you guys make, that's fine.
Well, at
We'll
the same
decide.
time, it's like, why are you going to have the band decide something like? I mean, I get it. They're headlining. Isn't this like their manager's job?
So, I mean, they had to. Someone above them had to approve all of this.
I know. I mean, it's one thing if you're getting creative, and
Yeah.
and if you want to do something creative, like on stage, like at least with like Spinal Tap, there is some kind of creativity with Stonehenge.
Right. Right.
But it's still creativity that they.
Stonehenge. Nobody knew who they were or what they were doing.
But at least
Sorry.
there was like creativity. Is like the Rolling Stones all they had to do was just get there and perform, and that's it. So it just that's just what it was. It was like, oh, we're just gonna do a free charity concert for you guys. That's it. That's the charity. The fact that we're here for free,
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere.
And people bring in guns because there's no fucking
Hell's Angels is going
security.
to be security. Because they're even though they
I'm te-
clarified they're not cops. So
I'm telling you right now, the absolute only reason, even though they don't talk about it in the documentary, but the absolute, this is my theory. The only reason the Hell's Angels were hired, didn't have to probably pay them shit. Probably paid them in beer.
yeah,
They probably paid them in beer. Didn't have to pay them anything. That's probably why they did.
because
I'm
there
like,
was
why
no money
hire?
to make. There was no money to make from this.
Yeah.
There were no vendors. There was
Mm-hmm.
no restrooms.
Yep.
I don't even think there was any kind of promotion. Like, what is it? The advertisement? There was no advertisements. Like how they're, you go to fucking Mayhem Festival or
Right.
Ozfest, Monsters there,
Right.
Monster energy drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the funders. So yeah, when you look at it, there was none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe all they had to do was give them beer, drugs, or whatever,
Yeah.
and
That's it. That's it.
a
And
free show with
even
Rolling
Sonny said,
Stones.
yeah, and even Sonny said if that was really him on the radio, which I think it was, he said, he's like, hey, All we were supposed to do is just make sure no one comes up on stage, and I'm just there, supposed to be just sitting there chilling, drinking beer. There you go.
Hmm.
So most likely they just got paid in beer, but who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a disaster, and it's a good lesson though. It's a good lesson. I mean, it's unfortunate people got hurt, and it's very sad. But it's a lesson that, I'm pretty sure since this incident, I'm pretty sure nothing similar has happened.
Well,
in
there
terms of
was
in terms of security botches,
there
like
was
high.
what to call.
Well,
There
go
was
ahead.
another. Oh my God, what is it called? Woodstock, the one that happened in the late '90s, like
That was
'90.
bad. That was bad. I heard that
That
was
was really bad.
bad. Right,
Dude, I wonder
but
if
wasn't
documentaries on
but
Woodstock.
but wasn't that? Yeah, we should look into that. That might be another video we could
Yeah,
do. But I heard that was horrible. But wasn't one of the reasons why that was bad was because of it wasn't again. I guess that could be the closest thing to this. Did anybody die though? I heard there was a lot of hard R. I heard a lot of people got fucked up, but were there
yeah.
deaths?
There was a
There were
lot of
deaths.
RAPE. There was a lot of
Yeah,
that, and then this. Well, okay. I don't know that much detail about the original Woodstock.
it's
I
been a
just
long
know
time.
the one with like Fred Durst, with Limp Bizkit and all that. They
Yeah,
were tearing
corn,
apart the
corn.
stage.
Right.
They were tearing apart the stage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there
there
was a lot of
was
hard R, but
but there was a reason though, and I think it was really again. I guess this could be the closest thing to that. You're right, because again, it was poor planning,
yeah.
really poor planning,
Because it
and
wasn't it like 30 years later, let's bring back Woodstock or something like that, right?
like no, no, somebody got hurt. Okay, was there any deaths though? That's what we're trying to figure out because we had motherfuckers die in this documentary.
Yeah,
People, we had 4 deaths, right? 4. That's what they said. 4 deaths, 4 births, right?
yeah. That fucking number right there, four. What the fuck?
I know what the hell.
And a lot
Yeah,
of
old was
struggles.
the a lot of yeah. But yeah, it's like it's been it's been years, but yeah, I remember there was really poor planning. Like the porta potties were full, or they didn't have porta potties. They didn't have food. Like it was just building up the whole night where everybody was gonna fucking riot, and I
Yeah,
can't remember anything
but
else
there
about
was
it.
a riot then.
Yeah, they lost it, and they're
Oh,
but I'm trying. But it was just from beginning to end. They already fucked up, and people were already pissed like early. So by the time Corn and them came on later, it was chaos.
yeah.
So
Poor corn. I
yeah,
always
I
is it
know.
okay. No, because that's like that's the second time, but probably the first time that I heard something always happens before they go on. It's just that people get pissed off. No, because one of the main reasons why I don't like Rob Zombie, besides as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't have a music career. But you know, as far as far as I'm
Oh.
concerned, and even your friend said this, he doesn't have a movie career. And
Oh,
I'm
that
glad
was
I wasn't the
comedy.
only one who thought that.
That was
But
hilarious.
no, what he has a huge ego. He thinks people should just like accept everything he does. You know what I mean? Because I had heard,
Yeah.
what was it called? Was it like Battle of the Dreads or something? It was something stupid like that. But I remember obviously it was not an 18 and over show that they were doing. So he was
Okay.
putting a lot of softcore porn behind him. And a lot of people were leaving because
Oops.
they were uncomfortable, especially because they had
Right.
kids. And he got
Right. Right.
so pissed, and then he started acting like a little diva bitch.
Oh
And then it
God.
went into, I believe it was Corn that was coming after them, I believe. If
Damn
anybody
it.
knows, let me know. But they went
Yeah.
into the middle of their set because of
Oh
how much
no.
he had to rant and then still continue performing. Because that's what I don't like about him. He thinks he just like owns everything. It's like, no, dude, you need to get punched in the face severely. Like
Yeah.
that's what you need. And you need to stop making
Right.
music. And you need to stop making movies. Like just to use an excuse to put your wife in everything because nobody else is hiring her.
Well, I got a kind of a Rob Zombie story when we went to I think it was probably it was either Not Fest or one of the festivals, Not Fest or Mayhem, one of them, and he was there, and I think he was the main show. Production value, everything was cool, but it was this at one point he was in the middle of a song, and then the power went out, like everything went out, the lights went out, everything went out.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was the fans loved them so much they kept singing the track until the power came back
Mm-hmm.
on. when the light finally came back on, he's on the mic and they're still working shit out, but at least they got the stage lights on, right?
Yeah.
And he got on there and he was pissed and he was like, "Not if I was in his position, I would have been thrilled and happy that the crowd was still singing my song and the crowd was still enjoying themselves and they understood this shit happens live, you know."
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I was him, you know. But he was pissed off, and he's like, "You guys out here are acting like you're
Repeat
having
that
a
one more
good
time
time."
because you kind of cut off.
Am I back? Let me know when I'm
Oh,
back. Uh-oh. Hello. 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 RVD. Uh-oh. What's going on? Am I getting kicked out?
there we go.
Okay.
All right, we're
I
back.
don't. You're not moving.
I don't know, but
There
maybe
you
in
go.
20 minutes we should wrap it up. Okay.
Yeah. We can wrap it up in a little bit.
Okay.
We can wrap it up soon.
So what happened?
No. So I was
Well, yeah,
saying,
we'll wrap it up
well,
like in under 20 minutes.
yeah. That's fine. What I was saying was, if I was him, I would have been happy that, yeah, it's embarrassing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's there to see you. They love you. They understand shit happens, and they're still singing the verse. They're still into it, you know. And he got on the mic and he was like really mad. He got on the mic and he was like, "I know all of you guys are out here acting like you're having a fun time, but you're not. I know you're not." And I was like,
And
"Dude,
who
what
the
the
fuck
fuck
are you
is
to tell
that?"
me what I'm?
I was like, "Dude, what the fuck is that, dude? Like,
Not
why did you
everyone's gonna
say
feel what
that?"
you're feeling.
But they're not. They're still like singing the song until the power comes back on. Everyone's still having a good time. No one's like
Ah,
bullying.
no wonder he's such a
I was
jackass. He's
like,
a Capricorn.
"Dude, what the fuck?
I just
Like,
looked
why?"
up fucking I looked up Rob Zombie's zodiac sign. He's a Capricorn. No wonder he's a fucking jackass. They have to run everything and everything has to be their way. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they're very control freaks. They step all over people.
Yeah.
I just did a whole
Yeah.
video on that.
Yeah.
Just my
Remember
mom's
me
a
and you
Capricorn,
saw
so I could say this, okay?
remember when we saw Anthrax, right? And they had all this horrible, the whole night it was like a shit show for
Yes.
all the bands. When lead singer from Anthrax was like, "Sorry, we got to go. There was sound issues. There was nothing we could do. Sorry about that, but have a good day." That's it.
They
That's all
play
Rob
like
had to do
what,
is
only
like
5 songs
three
or 6 songs?
songs.
With 3
Yeah,
songs?
but
I can't remember.
I think it
You
was
know, but yeah, it was a Tom Araya part, right? Tom Araya was just so embarrassed.
Tom left. He left after the song. After they were done, he just walked off stage. But
And
still,
then
he
what do
didn't
you call
like.
it? Welcome to the Ozfest meets Fuckfest or something.
But still, even that wasn't like you're kind of bitching at your audience.
They
You
just
know, he was.
acknowledged the issues. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah,
At least Tom
yeah,
Araya wasn't telling me how I should fucking feel. And don't get me wrong,
yeah,
the guy's a total rock star jackass. He is. He screams it. I've seen his
right.
interviews. He's not him
Yeah,
and Carrie King are just no.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
at least he's not telling me how I should fucking feel.
Yeah, it's like we get
At
it. We
least he's not
understand.
showing. That's the one thing I will say about them. I may have some strong opinions about those two guys, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do not think they're ungrateful at all whatsoever.
Right. No,
I think they're
no, they're
very
not.
appreciative of the fans.
Mhm.
Rob Zombie, on the other hand, I can't defend
Yeah,
that bitch.
that was my little Rob Zombie story. It was just very odd. It was strange. It's like, okay, are we not supposed to enjoy your
Like, you need
presence?
to go back there and smoke your thing right now. Like, go smoke your shit.
But yeah, we can wrap it up
Maybe he
here.
should switch
So
to indica. I don't know.
overall, oh, I said, yeah, we can wrap it up here. Any other thoughts and about
No,
these very interesting and entertaining documentary?
I mean, if you guys, our final scores. I'm
Oh,
gonna
out of
give
five,
this,
what are you giving it?
yeah. So, 5. Oh, hold on. Carrie King is approaching the jeans singers category. Yeah.
Oh no,
Carrie King kind of contradicts himself a lot. Like, he says shit, but then it's
yeah,
like I don't understand him. I really
okay,
don't.
yeah.
Like, that's why I don't really like watching his interviews that much. I'm like, didn't you just say this, but now you're saying that? Like, I don't get it. But um,
I don't remember who it was. It was some metal YouTube channel, and they had a list of artists that should stop talking.
he's
It's
saying
like
the same on there.
we love. It's like we love you. I don't remember. I don't remember everybody was on the list, but I remember Kerry King being there. It was like it's one of those lists where we love you, you're very entertaining, we love your music, but stop talking. And Kerry
Yeah.
King was on there. He was on the list.
No, it's like I've told people because Dave Mustaine has a mouth. And look, I love him to a point,
I'm
but
sure he's on
if
there.
he could no, if he gets shot, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
ask him what he say. I know that's terrible, but have we not heard him
Yeah.
lately, especially? But
Yeah.
just okay, but okay.
But yeah,
So
let's rate it. Let's rate it.
five being the best,
Mm-hmm.
one being the lowest. If you even give it a zero, if you hated it that much, I'm gonna
Three
give
is
it a four.
average.
Yeah, three
You
is
give it a
average.
what?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
A 4?
Yeah,
Yeah, 4 is good. Yeah.
it was really good. It
Mhm.
irritated me a little bit just because of the fuckery that was going on, but that's to be expected. But it was
Yeah.
really good and it was really funny, and I would rewatch this again.
Oh yeah, yeah. Four out of 5 is that's a great score for this, and this was a
Very
good
good
movie.
nostalgic music too.
Hmm.
So,
Good music, very good music.
and
They need to
what
get
about
me some
you?
Stones. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm also gonna
Okay.
give it a 4. I enjoyed it. If we got more backstory on the other murders and then maybe more,
Yeah.
I would
See,
have
if
given
we
it
would have got
higher.
more
But
backstories or even mentioned why they hired the Hells Angels,
yeah,
right? I probably would have given it a 5 if they would have done more
yeah,
digging into that. But they
right,
didn't. They didn't do that. They didn't do
yeah,
any of that stuff. So,
yeah.
so that was
But
the only thing that sucked.
yeah, overall though, very entertaining, very well done.
I mean, well, at least we had great stories to go along with this. Who would have known I would have had some stories to go
I
along with?
know.
Well, you got to remember, this was about not a festival, but it was a live show. I've been
Yeah,
to live shows. I've been out to the desert. Hell, I even went to the
yeah,
UK and saw a
yeah.
show there. So,
Oh, let me clarify this really quick. Let me say this before we end it. So, I'm up there in age. I'm old. I admit it. But here's the thing. Any older relatives of mine, you know, older relatives of mine that go around and keep saying, or older relatives in general, that you know what I'm talking about.
mhm.
That go around and keep saying that today's youth is just too crazy and all they do is fuck and all they do is take drugs and fuck.
Well, it started with the flower power,
I'm just saying. I'm just
the San
saying.
Francisco scene.
Back in your day, y'all was doing the same shit.
Oh, I throw it at my mom all the
Y'all was
time.
in
My mom's
fucking
a
orange.
boomer.
You're in fucking orgies. Everybody was fucking
Well, that's when
drugged
the
out of their
sexual
minds.
revolution started.
Yeah, yeah. But what I want to clarify is this whole. It was a simpler time back then. No. Y'all was
So
getting fucked up.
well, you got to
Just
remember.
as bad as it is now.
See, I could talk about that too. It's just
Yeah,
the drug years that started in the 50s and the 60s. Not that they haven't been around before. It's just
yeah,
it got
yeah,
popularized because
yeah.
it got legal. That's why illegal. I mean,
Right,
so during the 60s, it was more about I want to get spiritual as fuck, and that's just the way they did.
it
But
don't matter.
you gotta also remember a lot of like Native Americans, like they used to make their own drugs. It wasn't this
Uh huh.
chemical lab bullshit that we have now. And
Uh
a
huh.
lot of time, like I think ayahuasca is one of them. I don't know, but there is some drug elements that some people will do to
Right,
enhance that, but it was handmade in like a lot of organic kind of ways, not
right,
this
right,
like
right,
lab shit with Molly and all that.
right.
So
Well, the point I'm trying to make is there was just as much fucking and drug taking as there is now back then.
yeah,
That's all I want to say. None of
I
the
know.
simpler. It was a simpler time.
Okay.
Unlike no. Y'all was getting fucked up.
Well, too, I think it was simpler to a point, but yeah, but also it's just more like I guess because not everyone's parents like you got to remember my parents were in their 30s when they had me. I didn't have the
Yeah.
Gen X parents like a lot of my friends did, and
Right,
I'm
right,
kind of
right.
glad though. I'm kind of glad I didn't because um my mom knew of the shit that was going on, but she was still she has
Yeah.
strict old fashioned beliefs,
Yeah.
and so did my dad.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
everyone back then did that. I'm just
So
saying
unless
don't
your
point the
parents were like
fingers.
mine,
Don't point the fingers is
yeah.
all I'm saying.
But at the same time, I never dated no guy who probably was incarcerated a few times, like my mom did. So yeah, in case you guys got here late, my mom dated a Hell's Angel when she was
and
16 years old,
kicked him in the balls.
and they kicked him in the balls when he tried getting
Yeah.
frisky with her. She had no idea
Man.
what she was getting into. I don't think anybody did at that time.
Your mom's badass.
Yeah. So I was like, at
All
least
right.
none of the guys I dated went to jail.
All right, we can wrap it up. This was
All
fun.
right,
Thanks
we're gonna
again
wrap it
for
up. All right.
having me on here. What's the next movie that we might do? What's the
Okay,
next
it is
one?
between Rockstar and we could get,
Sexy
Sexy Sumo
Sumo.
on here. If not,
Okay.
I see. I want to do the Doors too. There's a lot I want to do. Okay,
Right. Yeah. Hit me
the
up.
Rockstar or Imaginarium, the Nightwish one.
Well, that'll be just us, obviously. Nobody,
Yeah,
Sexy Sumo is going to be like, "What the fuck's going on?"
yeah.
Um,
But who knows? I might change it again. I don't even know. Right now is a
it's
little
just
weird just because his schedule and Lady
it's
Fatblood's
bad.
schedule is a little
It's
weird. It's
bad.
really bad right now.
It might be another Friday. It might be next Friday too. They might be working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't planning on
Um.
doing another live stream until like 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later.
Oh
So
yeah. It's not every week. I forgot.
yeah, it's like every other week or every other
Let's
2 weeks.
keep it. Yeah. Probably a couple of weeks from now, it'll get slow again. So for the
Yeah.
jobs. So
If
we'll
not,
just
I
do
mean, I
Rockstar
like I
next.
said, let's
Let's
just
do Rockstar.
let's just do Rockstar. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if it's
If I
just
have to
us, we
hold it,
can. Yeah. If it's just us, we could do Plan B.
yeah, we could do Plan B. We'll go for Imaginarium then.
Cool. Whatever you
All
want to
right
do.
then. All right then. Thanks you guys for coming out. I'll see you guys later. Remember to take care of your vaginas. Have a wonderful day.
Saucy Jacks.